Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Cross. Here now is the news for May 20th, 2020, and I will warn you, it's all positive. It's the first show in a really, really long time where everything's good news. So, it's a good day. Tomorrow will be a good day, too. That's when Walt Disney World and other top Orlando theme parks will be delivering reopening presentations to the Orange County Economic Recovery Task Force group. These presentations must include planned reopening dates. That is a necessary thing, according to the organization. Reopening plans will require endorsement from the Orange County mayor before they can be submitted to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Obviously, that's the big deal. So make sure you tune in to the website tomorrow, because we're going to know an opening date or time frame of some kind for a park or more parks. So, sadly, the story I just read you, I'm sitting back down after having recorded the whole show to bring you an update, which is kind of sad. As of 3:12 p.m., it has now been confirmed that only Universal Orlando will be presenting its reopening dates tomorrow, with Walt Disney World and SeaWorld to follow in the coming days. We have updated our original post on the site to reflect that. With the phased reopening of Disney Springs today, we are, of course, one step closer to knowing that reopening, but they're not willing to submit that plan or anything just yet. But eventually, in the coming days, they're going to. Disney World will do their presentation to the Orange County Economic Recovery Task Force. So sadly, that's it. So tomorrow it'll be Universal only and not Disney World. I know that's kind of sad, but at least it's a local park, and I'm sure that'll be similar news for Disney World. Of course, City Walk only opened a few days before Disney Springs did, so I mean it's going to set the time frame at least for sure. But yeah, a quick update to our news story. Now back to the show I recorded earlier. Today, of course, was a big day because Disney Springs made history as the first Disney Parks venue in the United States to reopen following the unprecedented wave of month-long closures due to COVID-19. Months-long closures, really. Disney Springs officially opened at 10 a.m., but cars were able to enter the Orange Garage earlier than that, starting around 8 a.m. this morning. In anticipation of the large crowds this weekend, we recommend arriving obviously early to secure a parking spot. It's a holiday weekend coming up if you are in the state and able to visit. Only the orange and lime parking garages will be available. No surface parking lots or valet will be available. Other important things to note include that parking is first come, first served. There's no spacing between the parking. Unlike at Universal, just be safe. Try not to get out of the car when someone else is getting in or out of the one next to you, that kind of stuff. Once these two parking garages are full, no overflow parking will be permitted, even if you have a dining reservation or for later in the day. Unlike at City Walk, again, there's no attendance, and again, you can park on top of one another. Once you're ready to go with your face mask on, you follow the A-frame signs that say temperature screening to the designated temperature check area located at the second floor exits of the orange and lime parking garages. Along the way, you may encounter Disney's COVID-19 warning signs, which state that all guests voluntarily assume all risks related to exposure by visiting Walt Disney World Resort. Additional signs outline requirements for admittance to Disney Springs, face coverings, temperature screenings, and physical distancing. New health and safety reminders advise guests to wear face coverings, maintain social distancing at all times, wash their hands often with soap or with alcohol-based hand sanitizer, cover any coughs or sneezes. I don't know who of you out there were just coughing and sneezing onto other people, but it's a good reminder to not do that. And avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. As you approach the temperature screening area, red striped floor markings are set up 6 feet apart across separate queues that are again separated by barriers. They're staggered so guests don't wait side by side along the queues. Touch-free hand sanitizer stations are also available for guests to sanitize their hands. Temperature screenings are provided by Advent Health, a longtime medical partner with Disney, and a medical professional will be taking your temperature upon entry. It's a temperature scan. There's no physical contact. It was quick and easy and simple, and I think pretty well done. If you or any member of your party has a temperature of 100.4 or higher, the entire party will be denied entry. Face masks will also be required for all guests over the age of 3 and must cover your mouth and nose at all times. You move up a marker with your party until at the front of the line and wait to be called by the Advent Health host. You then stand at that line along the floor while they point the touchless thermometer at your forehead to read your temperature. Bag check, of course, has never been required at Disney Springs and will not be required at this time. Parking garages are set up so all guests entering Disney Springs after temperature screening are separated from guests exiting. Floor markers indicate which areas are exit only. Face masks are a requirement in order to enter Disney Springs and must be worn at all times throughout the shopping and dining complex unless you're actively dining at a restaurant or having a snack at a table or something of the sort. A special team of cast members await as you enter the shopping, dining, and entertainment district. This team, consisting of former Resort Children's Activities cast members, reminds guests to partake in safe practices like wearing a mask and social distancing, but with a fun and engaging Disney twist. A hand washing station is located at the ground floor when you exit the parking garage and in other places. You can watch, of course, a full video of the screening process at wwnt.com. If you're getting dropped off or walking from the Hotel Plaza Boulevard pedestrian bridge, the temperature check there opens at 10 a.m. Once you're ready to go with your face mask on, you again follow a frame sign that say temperature screening to the designated temperature check location tent, located again at the marketplace entrance at Disney Springs. Along the way, you may encounter again those warning signs and all the similar things that are at the parking structures. Just a different setup here as it's in a tent in this case, but otherwise the process is pretty much the same. The really interesting thing is off to the side of the main temperature screening area, there are these cool-off tents. Guests whose temperatures are over 100.4 can go into this tent and try to cool off. They can then go through the temperature screening one more time to try and gain admittance to Disney Springs. The tent has a handful of chairs plus some water and hand sanitizer. Disney-operated stores have begun preparing for their opening on May 27th. Down at Disney Springs West Side, we can see that although social distancing markers have been added to the ground outside of those Disney-owned shops like Disney Style and Galactic Outpost, few updates have been made otherwise. Moving across to the marketplace, where many of the Disney-owned retailers can be found, the Marketplace Co-op, we see from the door signage and restrictive floor markings that the entrance and exit only doors will be utilized once it reopens. The entrance to Trend D has been reutilized as an exit only out of the adjoining Marketplace Co-op stores. The usually open all-around Pin Traders shop is still shuttered with social distancing queue markers in place there as well. Similar social distancing queue markers are in place outside of the neighboring PhotoPass, Art of Disney, and Disney Days of Christmas stores. In the town center, where many of the non-Disney-owned retailers are beginning to open, health and safety reminder signage is scattered throughout the area. Larger stores like Tommy Bahama can operate an entrance and exit-only door policy. Stores such as Free People have their own individual store signage detailing precautions and guidelines in place to keep staff and guests safe. Other stores seem to be operating as normal with no extra signage. To check out the full list of reopened stores and restaurants at Disney Springs starting today and throughout this closure, you can go to wwnt.com. Across the district, we have been noticing many newly added updates to help aid guest safety during the pandemic. One area where we spotted fewer additions, however, were the restrooms throughout Disney Springs. There are social distancing signs outside of the restrooms. These have been noted all across Disney Springs, along with other health cautious signage. Inside the restroom itself, little seems to have been changed from before. You'll see a small "please wash your hands for 20 seconds" sign above the sinks. The small reminder reiterates the key government advice that hand washing is one of the most effective ways to beat the virus. We visited another restroom location to compare. On the floor outside this location, you see the red and white striped social distancing markers on the floor, which are paramount in encouraging social distancing cues and waiting across Disney Springs. There doesn't appear to be a propped sign at this location, however. The same 20-second hand washing rule notice can be found inside this bathroom too, and all of them. Other than the notably small hand washing plaques, there doesn't seem to be anything different about these restrooms. It is worth noting that the hand washing stations are present throughout Disney Springs as well, not just at the restrooms, scattered to allow people to sanitize without having to enter a restroom. Chicken Guy has reopened with the first wave of third-party restaurants at Disney Springs today. Before the restaurant reopened for the day, we surveyed the exterior of the restaurant, where outdoor seating has been spread out to comply with social distancing regulations, and that spacing markers have been placed on the ground to encourage responsible queuing. A laminated copy of the new safety regulations have been posted on the door, alongside bold social distancing guidelines and a list of COVID-19 symptoms to watch out for. Chicken Guy proved itself to be a very popular first meal back for guests. The line for the quick service restaurant spanned all the way over to Tommy Bahama. To comply with the health and safety guidelines, paper menus are being handed out and disposed of after use. Hours for the restaurant are from 11:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. As with all restaurants currently reopening as part of the now full Phase 1, all indoor seating is limited capacity. All other guests must be seated outdoors with tables having at least 6 feet of space in between. Guests must wear face masks at all times except when eating or drinking. The Starbucks location in the marketplace outside the World of Disney has its social distancing markers within their queue line, as well as Starbucks team members assisting in the ordering process before guests reach the counter. A Starbucks team member handling the drinks as they come out of the side windows and placing them on a table for guests to then grab their order is the new way things go. To celebrate the reopening, this Starbucks location has created a special drink. This new drink is described as a blended mango dragon fruit refresher with coconut milk, strawberries, blackberries, and pineapple ginger syrup, all topped off with golden ginger whipped cream. We purchased a grande, which cost $7.30. It's called the Welcome Home. While taking our new drink on a photo shoot around the marketplace, God, it was good to shoot food again. Never thought I'd miss it so much. A gust of wind actually blew the drink out of our hands, causing it to explode on us, leaving us covered in delicious pink drink before we could actually enjoy it. But thankfully, an amazing cast member spotted us and graciously got us a new drink so we can manage to drink it for the next gust of wind. The new drink will be around for a few weeks, according to the Starbucks team. So if you're interested in trying this special before it goes away, you've got a little bit of time to make your way to Disney Springs. Check out the full review on our website. If you're looking for Joffrey's over Starbucks, the queue extends outside of the location and wraps around the side of other shops. Social distancing here makes the line seem longer than it really is, but it's pretty busy. For other dining locations like Earl of Sandwich, guests are reminded to keep 6 feet apart with these social distancing reminders posted around the outdoor seating area. Earl of Sandwich also has a dedicated one-way entrance and exit with markers placed to form queue lines and to remind guests which doors to use to get inside of the restaurant. The line to get inside, once open, quickly grew and spanned back to Once Upon a Toy. However, with long lines like this, guests are then left to sort out the 6 feet apart on their own because there's no more markers at a certain point. Instead of receiving physical menus to view, guests are being handed paper menus, which are then thrown away. Wolfgang Puck Express also features social distance markers that lead to their entrance of their restaurant, but they weren't open yet, with markers for the bathrooms as well. Deluxe Burgers outdoor seating has been spread out a bit, as well as accommodate being 6 feet apart. They'll reopen on the 27th. The Four Rivers Cantina food truck also has social distancing markers, which surround the truck to form their queue line. And back in Town Center, the Play Pig has expanded its outdoor seating area to keep within social distancing guidelines. Seating is now spread out more from underneath the overhang with umbrellas set up to offer some shade. There's also some tables across the way at Uniqlo, interesting enough. Outdoor locations like BB Wolf's and the Daily Poutine have markers on the ground as well, even though they're not open just yet. Over at Maria and Enzo's, the outdoor tables have been separated more, as well as queue lines set up to help keep one-way entrances and exits to the location. The Basket also features social distancing markers to lead into their counter, as well as having their outdoor seating section roped off. At Blaze Pizza, the markers are already in the pre-established queue lines to enter the restaurant. Mobile ordering is available here with a pickup outside the restaurant. Blaze Pizza is known for its build-your-own quick-service menu options, and fans will be happy to hear that nothing is out of the norm. Obviously, you have to have your mask on, but you can go down the whole line with staff and build your own pizza. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but even then, they're trying to keep spacing down the pizza building line, but other than that, it's pretty normal. Over at the drink station, a sign has been posted requesting guests obtain new cups for drink refills. It's a shame that more single-use waste will be generated from this, but I mean, you also don't want people to get sick and die, so all in all, I think we're okay with it for the time being, right, everybody? In the seating area, the restaurant signage instructs guests not to sit on certain tables, ensuring a system where every other table is left empty to promote the social distancing. This meant that spaces are filling up quickly, and although both indoor and outdoor seating is available, you may have to jostle a bit to get some. Exciting new additions are coming to Disney Springs. The Shine Bar and Social looks to be a new patio seating area connected to Chef Art Smith's Homecoming. Upon approaching the Homecoming area, we can see a large portion of the pathway blocked off with turquoise construction walls. An exciting Chef Art Smith's Homecoming Shine Bar and Social advertisement is posted on the wall for the new location. You can see workers are working atop the construction site, and although little can be seen behind those high construction walls. A snazzy-looking patio bar seating area is displayed on the construction walls surrounding the site. Looks like it'll have a cool monochrome theme with relaxing views looking out over the springs. Disney Springs West Side, a new state-of-the-art M&M's retail store is starting to take place at the former home of Curl and Fit to Run next to Splitsville. And now a familiar yellow hue is gracing the entrance of the upcoming spot with themed construction, I call them decals on the windows. A QR code is available for guests to scan and receive exclusive offers. And with the opening of this new store in 2020, the existing M&M's retail location in the Florida Mall will be closed permanently. City Works Eatery and Poorhouse was only open for a short time before the pandemic, but now a barrier or shrubbery is back outside, blocking guests' view and to prevent guests from stumbling into the current construction site. That's right, they're working on it again. A large section of concrete has been removed. This area seems to be outdoor seating section that they're, I guess, I don't know if they're putting in new tables or what they're doing. But despite having just finished this, they're going to redesign some outdoor seating and stuff. We don't even know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing something. In the past couple of weeks, Hong Kong Disneyland has been making preparations for reopening. According to user HKDL of Fantasy on Twitter, a soft reopening for cast members is taking place from May 19th through the 21st. Reportedly, this soft opening began yesterday, with cast members likely testing procedures for social distancing that will be used once the park reopens, including temperature checks for guests before entering the park. Hong Kong Disneyland will likely use the same procedures we saw used at Shanghai Disneyland for their reopening. There's still no confirmed announcement regarding the specific public reopening date of Hong Kong Disneyland, but it seems more likely that it'll become the second Disney park in the world to reopen. Bob Chapek, Chief Executive Officer of the Walt Disney Company, announced that Josh D'Amaro, a former Walt Disney World president, he didn't have the job for long, but he has been named Chairman, Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, filling Bob's old job. And meanwhile, Rebecca Campbell, former Disneyland Resort president, has been named Chairman of Direct-to-Consumer and International upon the departure of Kevin Meyer. Mr. D'Amaro and Ms. Campbell will report to Mr. Chapek now. Not that they didn't before. I guess they reported to whoever was in charge of Parks and Resorts, but there wasn't anybody for a while, so they were still reporting to Chapek. Kevin Meyer left the Walt Disney Company for a position as CEO of TikTok after being snubbed for the Disney CEO job. Jeff Vail, former president of Disney Signature Experiences, has been named the president of the Walt Disney World Resort. Ken Patrick, who had served as the president of Consumer Products, becomes president of the Disneyland Resort. On August 24, 2019, Kermit the Frog posted a message on Twitter stating that a show called Muppets Now, right? Muppets, not later, Muppets Now will air in 2020 on Disney+. Now on May 20th, we are fortunate enough to have been given a date for when this will air. Muppets Now will be featured on Disney+ starting July 31st. Yay! It's my best Kermit the Frog. It's the best I can do, everybody. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to select all notifications so you never miss an episode of News Today with WDW News Today or any of our programming. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody.
WDW News Tonight is our weekly comedy show combining the news of the week, comedy segments, thoughtful discussions, insane characters, parody commercials, games, and more. Watch live on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and become a Wigs member to get access to a bonus post show. Watch WDW News Tonight episodes anytime and live on YouTube, or get the audio-only version on iTunes and other podcast services.